had a significant investment portfolio early in life, but these investments had dried up completely. So I went into 2011 knowing I had to make an income. And even though I was making an income in years previous, it wasn't really that much. It's not that I wasn't working hard, it was more so that the work I was doing wasn't giving me the income that I needed. So 2011 began, and I started taking on a variety of work, even work that I would normally never take on. I worked in retail, for crying out loud. That only ever happened for 6 months, and for very good reason. You can't earn much in retail in most cases. And depending on the working conditions, well, let's just say it like it is. The working conditions in all five jobs sucked. In some cases, I had to fight for safer, more wholesome working conditions. In other cases, I had to fight for the money I was owed because I was made certain promises, and some of the employers were not fulfilling on these promises without prompting. So I'm falling behind on utility payments. I'm falling behind on mortgage payments. I'd have a good week here and there because a bunch of unexpected money would come in or the income would hit all at once. And then I would have another stretch of really bad weeks. And I would try to reason with my bosses and managers and employers. And I would say, if you just gave me more hours here, I could maybe let go of this contract over there. Or maybe if you let me work on the weekend, I wouldn't have to drive off immediately after work to go teach students somewhere in deep Southwest Calgary. And none of them would listen to any of it. They're just like, no, I can't let you work those kinds of hours. We need someone dedicated for the weekend. We can only have you come in on weekdays, and we only have so many students, or we only have so much work for you to do. So they're worried about me burning out. But the issue is, I'm already working five jobs and I'm driving all across the city, all hours of the day, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, going every which way in Calgary, which some of you will know, that is just a huge amount of driving time. And yet they were unwilling to budge. They were unwilling to do anything for me. And if that wasn't bad enough, I was living with the worst roommate I'd ever had. Him and I sort of knew each other through another friend, and the only real connection we had was music on some level. And he had this weird all or nothing thinking about life and what he needed to do next in his career. Apparently, he had an engineering degree, but his solution to making an income was either I've got to become a male stripper or I've got to go work on the oil rigs. To be honest, I'm baffled by many people's decision-making processes, but his was way out there. He did end up in jail, by the way, so maybe he is a little bit criminally insane. Now, just to clarify things, he was just a roommate, not a partner. I hated having him around. In fact, I didn't even want to go home most of the time. It was supposed to be my sanctuary, supposed to be my haven, and I just refused to go home, and I would go out to open mics and play gigs and go to rehearsals and do other things just so that I could spend less time at home seeing this idiot who I allowed in my house. And that was the first half of 2011.